Hello, this is Chris, back again with another video. We're going to do another setup video because I got stuff to add because I've upgraded a little bit, and maybe I'll just steadily get better at doing this. I still don't have my Mandan, so you're gonna hear some background noise. You're gonna see some stuff, kids flying around. Who knows? But I'm waiting for my Mandan, and that's my dream. To have something like Barnarcules. I think I'm saying it right. But yeah, he's got the best Mandan ever. But let's get started here on my computer build. And I basically summed it up before. But I've kind of added a few more things. But I don't remember what I added. So I'm just going to go through it all again. We got Red down here. Are you checking out Red? There you are. He's sniffing. He's sniffing. Okay, so first off, I want to start with a benchmark, and let me find it, and then I'll start the video. This is when I had 8 gigabytes of RAM, but now I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So the highest score that I got, and I had programs running in the background. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I went up to 2673. So that's pretty good jump with, you know, an extra 8 gigabytes of RAM. And my max frame rate was 221. So I'm just 20 off of that other guy with the i7. And the minimum went down though. I don't know if that's good or bad, but whatever. I had other programs in the background. That was 29.6. Anyway, I went from 103 frames per second to 106 now. I have 106.1 frames per second on average. So I'm quite happy with this benchmark. As I'm going through all the boxes here, let me go over the parts. First up is the Corsair Carbide Series Spec 01 Mid-Tower gaming case. I went with this case because of the large side panel window on the side, because I've never had a computer where I could see into it. So this was the case for me at $56.75. It has a nice red light fan in the front. It has tons of fan mounts, so I added 2 fans on top and 1 exhaust fan in the back, all Corsair. One of the exhaust fan in the back is it's got a white LED light, so I thought the red and white combo would look pretty cool. Next up is the processor. I went with the i5 7500. It was a nice budget chip for me, and it's fast enough. It goes up to 3.8 gigahertz, and the cost is $198.03. And I do plan to upgrade to an i7 shortly, and it'll just the i5 will just go into another computer build. Maybe a mining one or something. Next up is the motherboard. I went with the MSI Gaming Intel B250M Motar. This was about $86.99, so $87, whatever. It supports DDR4 memory. It's virtual reality ready, so I really want to get into that. And it supports 7th and 6th generation Intel cores. And so, yeah, 7th or 6th Intel cores. Next up is the RAM. I went with the Ballistics Sport 16 gigabyte kit. I started out with 8, and then I ended up getting another 8 gigabyte kit. The speed of this is at 2400. It says that it's got faster speeds and it's more responsive than standard DDR4, so I went with this because it was red, and it also has digital camo heat spreaders, and I thought that would look good with the red and white combo lighting. Next up is the power supply. I went with the EVGA 650 BQ 80 plus bronze. It's semi-modular. I still plan on getting extenders for these cables, so it will help with cable management. It has a 5-year warranty, and anyway, this is going to be more than enough for me. The graphics card, I went with an MSI Gaming Radeon RX 480, 4 GB. I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting the 8 GB, but this is still more than enough for me. I get a great FPS with it. It's VR ready, and this is overclockable. It does say that it is really good with DirectX 12 games. I plan to mine with this a little bit and play games, so best of both worlds. I do plan to upgrade my cooler as well for my CPU. I have a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. I have not installed this in there because I don't have any extra thermal paste, and I want to get the right type of alcohol to use to clean off the thermal paste from the stock cooler. But right now the temps are really quite good, and I want to do a nice comparison between the stock cooler after using it for a few months and then compare it to this. What else? As far as a hard drive, I went with a Seagate 1 TB Barracuda, and then I also have a 24 gigabyte SSD, and I plan to get on more SSDs and a
Of the similar sort, but wage wars with hordes, holding a stick in the fork. I spill blood over paper, turning villains to corpses. So forfeit your warship, I'm clicking the force quit. I'm sick of your horse shit and killing your sources. Never feeling remorse, but leaving your village torched. The Dark Lord charge forth, swinging his sharp sword. The low-life royalty, the king of the cardboard. Keeping it hardcore, mad as a cut snake. But for fuck's sake, fake's about as bad as a cupcake. A hungry MC, upset with the size of his dish. So I'm serving everybody like Christ with a fish. Triumphant once again, we coming to win. We emerge from the rubble, still clutching a pen. Nothing can kill the brothers when they summon the skill. Still submerged in the hustle for a couple of mil. Triumphant once again, we coming to win. We emerge from the rubble, still clutching a pen. Nothing can kill the brothers when they summon the skill. Still submerged in the hustle for a couple of mil.
My brain is out of control, it goes from happy to depressed. I have to suggest that it stops before I stand from the stress. An emotional roller coaster, and I have nothing left. Gasping for breath, hoping to God that I don't crash to my death.
At this moment when I took the shot, I only have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. But yeah, everything's running well. I have yet to install the case fans in this shot, but at this point it's still running well. It's not overheating. I'm just really excited that everything's working, and I'm trying to take the shot while my kids are on my back. So here's my Barracuda and my SSD, and it seems like everything is working. The other thing is, I'm not really worried about cable management at this point until I get the cable extenders, and then it'll start looking better. But right now, I'm just glad that everything's pumping well.
Motherfuckers running they squill, but we ain't never give a fuck about the government shield. We're architects in the dark, with the junction to build. Science of rhymes, Professor Dumb luck in the field. But still, we haven't had enough of our fill. We've got hopes and wishes, but nothing fulfilled. I hear a lot of music, but none of it's